90% of your trading mentors will only show you the profits that they made for the day, for the week, or for the month. They will never show you the thought process on how they entered for that beautiful trade. All right, even if they had a loss, they will never show you that they had a loss. They will only show you their profits for you to be attracted to the profit, for you to keep buying signal from them. All right, but here we do a different thing. We show you how we entered for a particular trade, and we analyze the trade with you and show you how the trade went. All right, so today also I'm about to analyze a trade that's already played out. All right, this chart you see now, the trade has already played out, but I want to take you on the top process on how I entered for the trade, so you can understand how you can do your own analysis from top to down. That's what I call top down analysis, right? From the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, so you understand and know where to enter for your trade and where to take profit and where to set your stop loss. All right, you guys already know me. Yeah, my name is Sammy Trade, or you can call me Sammy. All right, for you that is seeing me for the first time. So here we simplify trading in a way that even a 5-year-old will understand. All right, so stay with me as I take you on the top process on how I entered for this trade. All right, as you can see, the trade has already played out, but I will take out all these things so I can analyze something for you briefly. All right, okay, let me take this all out. All right, time to go to the higher time frame. Let's start. Right now, as you can see, we are on the 4-hour time frame at this point. All right, we are at the 4-hour time frame. So now let me show you what I did from the higher time frame. All right, so at this point, I see that there's a break of structure here to the upside, the break of structure here to the upside, which is making it the uptrend. All right, giving us a higher high, a higher low, and a higher high. All right, so this high now, for price to get to this point, we are expecting a pullback. All right, on the higher time frame. Remember, all these are still uptrend on the lower time frame. If you go to the lower time frame, all these things are still uptrend. But when you come to the higher time frame, then you get to see some external structure. All right, you see the external structure of the market, so you know which and where the price will retrace to. All right, so if you are stuck in the lower time frame, like I have been saying, that it's good to do your top down analysis, but if you are stuck on the lower time frame, look at what will happen to you. While you are on the lower time frame, you will only be seeing this trend at this point. Let me zoom in and show you something. If you are on the lower time frame, you will only be seeing this trend right here. You will just be seeing that price is giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. Then if price wants to retrace, you won't expect price to retrace to this point. You will only expect price to retrace to somewhere here. As price breaks structure to the upside, then you expect price to retrace to somewhere here. Then if you keep trading like that, look at what will happen to you. Let me say you entered for the trade here. As price breaks structure to the upside at this point, as price breaks structure to the upside at this point, then price retraced right here. Let me make this clear. Then price retraced right here at this point to forward this fair value gap right here. Then you enter for your beautiful trade right here. Let's say you entered at this point. To take profit somewhere maybe on the higher time frame. Then you know what will happen to you. To take profit somewhere on the higher time frame, then you get stopped out, because you never ever thought that price will come below this point, because you are seeing only an uptrend on the lower time frame. You are seeing an uptrend, which means that price will keep going up just like it has been going up from this point. So you think that price will keep going up, and anytime price retraces, even as price had this break of structure at this point, as price had this break of structure right here, you might want to buy at this point. You might want to buy right here. at this point. You might want to buy at this point because you are thinking that the price is bullish, the market is bullish. So you continue buying just to see the price stop you out while you are expecting a break of structure also to the upside. So you never ever know what is happening on the higher time frame until you get there. All right, you need to go to the higher time frame and see the external structure yourself before checking out the internal structure. All right, don't forget this, guys. Always start from the higher time frame. All right, always start from the higher time frame so you see the flow of the market, you see the order flow of the market. All right, just like we have here on the higher time frame. Now you will not be considering this as the main break of structure. This is an internal break of structure right here. This one I drew here is the internal break of structure, but this is the external break of structure at this point. This is our external break of structure which we had on the higher time frame, and this external break of structure is more powerful than the one on the lower time frame. Get this and get this clear. All right, price will always respect this higher time frame and stop you out on the lower time frame, no matter what, no matter how you do it. All right, you are not a magician. Price will always respect the one on the higher time frame. All right, don't forget this. Okay, so as we had that break of structure, I was expecting a pullback, which I had at this point. Price pulled back to this demand zone we had here, because it's this demand zone that caused this break of structure. Is this demand zone, yeah, right here, that caused this break of structure. This demand zone at this point is what make price to break this point and keep going up. So we are expecting a pullback to either any of these points, but price pulled back to exactly our demand zone. All right, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I was waiting for something at this point. Let me take this out. You already know that that is our demand zone. So I was waiting for something right here, like a shift of structure or a change in the state of delivery or a change of character, whatever you want to call it. That is what I was waiting for at this point. So let's go down to the lower time frame. Let me show you something there also. All right, now we are on the lower time frame. Let me show you what I'm seeing at that point. All right, before I entered for the trade, look at what I was saying at that point right here. Price has pulled back. Remember, guys, this was the break of structure. I showed you guys on the higher time frame. All right, this was the break of structure I showed you guys on the higher time frame. That price broke to the upside. All right, so I was waiting for a retracement, which is a pullback, which I had at this point. All right, this was the point I was looking at for. All right, to see a shift of structure, like I said, or a change of character, whatever you want to call it. All right, which I had at this point. Remember, as price is trading downward, it's giving us our lower low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, then our lower low. You won't consider this as a lower low. You have to understand market structure, guys. If you can understand market structure, you can be able to place all these things in order. All right, don't misunderstand this thing. All right, don't mistake anything while doing your market structure or your order flow analysis. All right, this is it. This is not a break of structure to the downside. This is not breaking past this low here. So this is not a lower low. All right, until you see this break of structure to the downside right here, then you can call this a lower low. All right, for now it is not a lower low at this point. So this is our lower low, which means that this is our last lower high. All right, so at this point there was a break of structure at this, no, sorry, a shift of structure at this point. A shift of structure at this point, meaning that the pullback is over. All right, price is no longer pulling back. All right, price is done with the downtrend pulling back. So price is about to turn bullish, just like the higher time frame. All right, now the lower time frame is bullish, the higher time frame is bullish also. All right, so everything is now aligned. So we are ready to look for our entry at this point. So after this shift of structure at this point, price got up to this point. So I was waiting for a retracement also. Wait for a retracement. As I'm waiting for a retracement, I'm going down to the lower time frame, looking for more shift of structure. so I can be able to minimize my loss. All right, this is how we do it, nothing more than this. All right, this is all those things your trading gurus and your trading mentors have been hiding for you from you. This is how they do it. All right, they only show you the profit and ask you to come buy signals and not show you how they entered for the trade. That's crazy. Or they ask you to come buy some courses. But here we simplify something for you and make you understand it freely. All right, so at this point I had that retracement. At this point I had the retracement. At this point, now let me go down to the lower time frame. All right, so here we are on the 15-minute time frame. All right, on the 15-minute time frame. So this is where price was at currently. All right, at the time when I was looking at the market at that time. So this was where price was at currently. All right, so this was that break of structure to the upside that I showed you guys on the higher time frame, and I told you guys that I am waiting and I am expecting a pullback. All right, this was the break of structure. So this was the pullback at this point. All right, so when price pulled back, I saw something. Quickly, let me show you what I saw at this point right here. As price was pulling back, remember, as price is pulling back, it's giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Remember, you won't consider this as a lower low because there's no candlestick closing below here. All right, if you can see closely, you see that no candlestick is closing below it. All right, so lower high, lower low at this point, and a lower high, and our last lower low. All right, this is market structure. All right, hope you are understanding, or hope you are catching something from here. All right, so here we have that shift of structure again. Like I said, keep looking out for your shift of structure as you are going down to your lower time frame, so you can minimize your loss. All right, so you can minimize your loss. I do my shift of structure. I expect shift of structure from, let me say, from the 1 hour time frame, then the 15-minute time frame, and also sometimes the 5-minute time frame, so I can be able to have the tightest stop loss. All right, the tightest stop loss. So after the shift of structure at this point, price pulled back, then I saw something. For those of you that have no patience in the markets, you have to learn from this, so you can be patient most times so you don't get stopped out. All right, so at this point, as price is pulling back, also lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high at this point, and you see this, there's a failed reaction at this point. Price refuses to break past this low, giving us a double bottom at this point. I don't know if you are seeing this. Price gave us this double bottom at this point right here. I don't even know if I should call it like a triple bottom, because right here price tapped into it, came up to this point, tapped into it, went up and tapped into it again. I don't know if you can see that. As you can see, price did this. I knew for a fact that liquidity was below here. I know that price will come below this point to sweep liquidity. I knew that, and I was waiting carefully for that. All right, this was what I did at this point to help me remember that I'm waiting for a liquidity at this point. So I put like this dollar sign at this point while waiting for that liquidity sweep carefully. All right, so here I had that liquidity sweep. As you can see, I had the liquidity sweep and I entered for the trade. Immediately I saw this bullish movement at this point. I entered for the trade. Immediately I saw this liquidity sweep at this point, like I said. After this liquidity sweep, and I saw this bullish movement at this point, I entered for the trade right here. All right, I entered for the trade at this point. Immediately I saw that bullish movement, and my stop loss was right below this. Sorry about that. My stop loss was right below this point at this point on the lower time frame. So now I was targeting somewhere on the higher time frame. All right, on the higher time frame, I saw something here. Remember, when price was pulling back, we had a shift of structure at this point. While price was pulling back, we had a shift of structure right here. at this point, as price was pulling back to facilitate the pullback so that we can continue trading the uptrend. This was the pullback right here. This was the breakout structure at this point. Breakout structure at this point. Yeah, right here. So I saw this bearish movement right here. So I know that price will definitely come to test this point as we are trading the bullish movement. So I might even decide to put my take profit at this top here, but I decided to just place it somewhere right here. And this was like a beautiful swing trade, by the way. It took like few days for this trade to play out. So my take profit was right there. As you can see, insane trade. This is crazy, guys. This is really crazy. As you can see, played out perfectly well. This is crazy. This is like a nice sniper entry at this point. Can you see how I started from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame to enter for my trade at even the 15-minute time frame? All right, sometimes I use the 5-minute time frame depending on what I am seeing on the market. Remember, you can never predict the market. All you can do is to react to the market. React to what the market is giving you. When you approach the market in the morning or any time, you know what you're expecting from the market. That is what you will react to. All right, you know what you're expecting in the market. So when price gives you something similar to what you're expecting, then you react to it. But if you do not see what you're expecting, then don't trade for that day. All right, it's better to stay out from trading on that day or from trading for that day than to enter for a bad trade that you get stopped out. All right, so get this and get this clear. Now let me show you another trade that I took also. This is another trade that I entered on Euro USD. All right, take a good look at this beautiful trade. As you can see, played out perfectly well. All right, we almost got stopped out. As you can see, this little candle wick piercing up at this point, but we did not get stopped out because we placed our stop loss at a significant point. All right, at a good point. Yeah, so let me show you how I entered for this trade. Let me take this off firstly. All right, so let me take this off. All right, so this was how I entered for the trade, or this was what I was looking at for before I entered for the trade. Right here you can see that Euro USD is bearish. All right, massively bearish. If you go to the higher time frame, you see that it's bearish to facilitate a pullback. All right, check out your trading view, or just pull out any charts, any broker that you are using to look out for your price action, or your charts, or you are using to analyze your charts. Any broker at all that you are using to analyze your charts, pull it out and check out Euro USD. You see that Euro USD is on a downtrend to facilitate a pullback. All right, so at this point, as price is pulling back, giving us a lower low, let me do this market structure for you guys so you can see something. As price is coming down, a lower low at this point, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and then a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. You see what I keep saying? You won't consider this and this and this as a lower low because they are not breaking below this point. So here was where we had the main breakup structure to the downside right here. Right here. So this is our lower low at this point. Now for price to turn bullish again, for us to know that the market is done pulling back. All right, the price is done pulling back, then price is going to turn bullish. For us to know that, we have to see this shift of structure, not breakout structure, shift of structure above this point. We need to see the market trading above that point. All right, then we know that the market is bullish. All right, then we know that the market is bullish, then we'll be expecting a pullback for us to trade the bullishness of the market. All right, but at this point I didn't see that. All right, I didn't see any price trading above that at that point. This is just like a candlestick, a candle wick piercing above. All right, so I will call this a liquidity sweep. All right, so then again, let's go deeper. Let me show you something. Let me show you what I saw right here. So price came to this point, failed to break past it. All right, failed to break past it, gave us a lower high. All right, failed to break past this lower high at this point. All right, failed to break past this lower high at this point, and now give us a higher high. All right, on the lower time frame, remember, like I said, you have to check out the internal structure and the external structure. All right, if you are looking at the internal structure, you see that this is like a higher high and this is a lower a higher low. Yeah, a higher low, because this low is higher than this low at this point. But on the external time or the external structure, all right, on the external market structure, price has not break past this high here. All right, so this is like the internal structure. So if you are trading using the internal structure, you should be placing your take profits carefully. All right, just get into the trade and get out immediately. All right, you don't do swing trade while looking at the internal structure. That is how I understand these things. You don't trade taking profit on the higher time frame while you are using the internal structure to analyze your charts. All right, so on the internal structure, we are having this as our higher high and a higher low. But remember, on the external structure, price has not turned bullish yet. All right, price has not turned bullish yet, which means that price is still bearish. All right, the market is still bearish. So like I said, higher high on the internal time frame or market structure, whatever you want to call it, then higher low at this point. Then you see this, a failed reaction at this point. This is like this the smart money manipulating something here. They pushed price up here. So a lot of people now will be thinking that this is a change of character. But for me, I don't see it as a change of character. I need to see a good change of character. All right, at least 3 candlestick closing above this point, closing above this point. All right, so this was what I did at this point right here. As price gave me that failed reaction at that point, then price started pulling back again, giving us a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. All right, now are you seeing something? Like I said, that price is not yet bullish, that price has not shifted structure here with a lot of liquidity, so price is still bearish. All right, did you see what happened here? Price went down closing below this point. This shows that the market is still bearish. All right, closing below this point. Don't know if you can see this, the market is still bearish. All right, so this is how I entered for the trade that I showed you guys. After I saw this closing below this point, that's lower high that we drew that I showed you guys. After I saw this, then price pulled back again. Now I know that the price is still bearish, which means I should be looking to sell in the market. I should be looking to sell. Now, remember, as price is pulling back, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, a lower high. Let me zoom in so you can see this clearly. Yeah. Then a lower low right here and a lower high at this point. So this is our last lower high right here. It's our last lower high. So now this is our last lower high. Now two things will happen in the market. Now that you are seeing this will either be, sorry about that guys, my camera just went off. So now let me continue the analysis. Let me just show you briefly how I entered for the trade so we can end the video for today. All right, so at this point where I have that shift of structure, like I said, two things will happen. Is either this is a liquidity sweep or this is a shift of structure right here. All right, so after I saw something like this, price closing, a candlestick closing above this our lower high at this point, then I saw this also. This is like a double bottom, like I have shown you guys on the first trade. This is like a double bottom at this point. So there is a liquidity at this point, definitely. I know for a fact that there is a liquidity right here, right? There's a liquidity right here. So with that belief now, me seeing this, I know that price will not break past this point. All right, price will not break past this point without pulling back. So like I said, it's either this is a shift of structure or this is a liquidity sweep. So if this is a liquidity sweep, then price will continue or keep going downward. Price will keep going down. But if this is a shift of structure, remember, you can't predict the markets. A lot of people do say that for you to know that there's a shift of structure at a point, you need to see at least 3 candlesticks closing above or below. But sometimes you don't really see 3 candlesticks. All right, so depending on what you're expecting from the market. All right, so me, I'm reacting to the market. I'm not going to predict anything. All right, so right here, I knew for a fact that there's a liquidity below this point. So I was waiting to trade and take profits below here. All right, now the market, from the higher time frame, the market is still bearish. All right, it's still bearish. Now I'm selling instead of buying. I'm not supposed to buy because the market is bearish. So why will I be buying? I need to trade with the trend, man. I need to trade with the trend. All right, so at this point, I entered right here. Immediately I saw this, I entered right here because there's like a break of structure at this point, or should I say a shift of structure. Sorry, let me take this out. Like a mini shift of structure right here. I don't know if you can see this, a mini shift of structure right here. So I waited for the pullback and I entered immediately. I saw this bearish engulfing candlestick, this huge candlestick right here, and I placed my take profit, my stop loss above this high here, and my take profits below this double bottom. Sorry about that. Yeah, right there. I placed my take profit below this double bottom at this point. So this was it. Sorry, right here. Yeah, because there's like also a fair value gap at this point. So price must always come to fill what that fair value gap. Remember, price will always come to fill what, right? Don't forget that. So I placed my take profit at that point. All right, so this is how this beautiful trade played out. As you can see, it was a nice trade. This was a nice scalp entry, I think. Yeah, definitely, because it just take like just a day for this trade to play out. The second one, or the first one that I first showed you guys, take few days for it to play out. All right, I hope you have understand something, and I hope you have gained clarity on how to understand your market structure, the order flow of the market, and also understand where to set your take profits and your stop loss, and where to enter for the trade particularly. All right, I hope you have gained clarity with this my video. All right, so don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also like this video and share this video so that other people would come and see, for them to gain clarity in the trading industry also. All right, so if you don't share this video, like I said, no one is going to see it. All right, and nobody will understand these things. All right, so don't be selfish. All right, give other people chances for them to come gain clarity also, just like you did on this video. All right, so, and happy trading day and happy trading week.